They brought warmth into a cold world, changed it all with a single word. Alice is in love with the Mad Hatter, did you know? They build out their own universe between a chorus and the birds. You, me, verse do 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 do. You, me, verse do 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 do. They never draw a straight line.
Say something that will make my day, 'cause these memories of her won't go away. They're haunting me so I can't sleep. She was a pretty little liar who cut me deep, 'cause she left me here alone. Now my bed feels just like cobblestone. Oh, why did she go? Oh, was I supposed to know that she'd leave? Was I too naive to think that she'd be the one? Whoa, why did she go? Met her back in 2005. It was her crooked little smile that caught my eye. Time went by and it was her and I. Promised me to never leave my side, but she left me here alone. I know it's dumb, I still check my phone, 'cause I can't move on. Whoa, why did she go? Whoa, was I supposed to know that she'd leave? Was I too naive to think that she'd be the one? Whoa, just tell me, why did she go?
안에 주머니 있거든. 여기 포켓몬 스티커가 모아져 있고.
Alice is in love with the Mad Hatter, did you know? The Red Queen got the news yesterday, and now they're running far away. Alice is in love with the Mad Hatter, did you know? They're prone to wild and absolutely mad, but being crazy isn't always bad. They're one step away from reality. They know how to count an infinity. They're the craziest couple in history, and they know how to build up a castle with their dreams, how to move down the walls and be free. They rely on each other completely. They're in love, so let them be just as crazy as they should be, just as mad as we all are when we are in love. Can't you see? Nothing can stop their victory. The war is over. Mad love beats hate and logic. Who needs logic? Alice is in love with the Mad Hatter, did you know? They brought warmth into a cold world, changed it all with a single word. Alice is in love with the Mad Hatter, did you know? They build up their own universe between a chorus and the birds. Universe. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Universe. Do-do-do-do-do-do. They never draw a straight line. They write the best poems without a rhyme. They're an infinity with limited time. They know, but they don't have a thing to fear. They're far away, but right here. They make sadness disappear with their love. So let them be just as crazy as they should be, just as mad as we all are when we are in love. Can't you see? Nothing can stop their victory.
내게 줄게 언니. 땡 이게 구미구미입니다. 이건 마이구미, 이건 구미구미.
Who needs logic? Alice is in love with the Mad Hatter, did you know?